With just under 2 weeks to go until the Inglis Easter sale, I've found my way here to Coolmore Stud in the Hunter Valley, where the team are putting the final touches on another stellar draft of yearlings heading to Riverside, 13 of which are by Triple Crown winner Justify. In this episode of Inglis Insights, we take you inside the Coolmore yearling barn to get a taste of the tried and tested process of preparing these potential future champions for the sale ring and ultimately the racetrack.
We usually start at 6, give them a feed first so they've got something in their tummies before they go to work. Well, I don't know. Yeah, he can go. This is the Justify out of formality. I'll just check him out quickly, make sure there's no cuts or swellings. I loved the mum. The mum was beautiful. She had a great nature. Loved her work, her feed, like he does. She just glowed in the morning. Brighten your day. Formality was a 2016 Easter yearling. It sold for 120,000, which was a lovely fast net filly.
Justify, he obviously doesn't need an introduction here. Unbeaten, Triple Crown winner, son of Scat Daddy, who himself was a prolific sire of turf horses, especially at Royal Ascot. We feel that this is a sire line that would work quite well in Australia. We've put a lot of belief behind this horse, from the first Justify foal being born in the foaling unit, through to the first animals coming in here for the prep. Every animal is bitted, so they get a snaffle bit in their mouth. This is just a basic aid of control that a jockey will have when they're riding the animals in the racetrack. We put a huge emphasis on hand walking. We like to see an animal engage the bit in their mouth, be relaxed around the caretaker or the person looking after them. They put their head down and they'll walk around a walking track in the paddock. The next step after bitting the animals is to gently introduce some light lunging. This is where the animal is introduced to the lunging pens. We'll start off by getting them to do a few gentle circles on their own. They'll just learn where to place their feet when they're going at a slightly higher tempo. Here we have the Justify filly out of Ennis Hill. This is the second foal out of the mare. This filly, she is a typical Easter filly. She's got plenty of scope and quality about her. Good strength and depth. She's typical of what we've seen so far from the Justifies that we've had through the system. We are just doing some gentle lunging with her. The whole aim of this is to do some formative education. The bungee is there just to put a little bit of light resistance on the filly's mouth and get her used to having a rider on her back with a little bit of pressure. It also benefits the filly's top line. It will get her just to drop her head carriage and build up those muscles through her back. It's also good for their mindset to change up the routine, do something a little bit different. What we're looking for when we use the term top line is a definition of the muscle tone along an animal's back. The whole idea of what we're doing here is we are preparing the animal for the first steps of training. So the roller is the first step of having a little bit of pressure along the animal's mid-region. It gets them desensitized to having a possible saddle down the line. This is a typical Justify filly, great temperament. Takes her work very well. You can see her ears pricked. She's really enjoying her work. We feel this filly is going to suit the sale very well. We've had a handful of parades on farm so far. This filly's been very popular. She's been very highly rated since the day she was born here in the farm, and we're really looking forward to seeing how she sells. Driving or long lining is another term for it. It's a very simple tool that we use here in the farm for introducing steering to a horse's routine. It is a uncomplicated way of teaching a horse to engage with a handler without having a rider on their back. It's a good method for changing up a horse's routine when they get a little bit bored of a yearling prep. We can introduce a little bit of long lining just to do something different. The horses, we find they really enjoy it. It's also a good method of getting a horse to balance, and it makes its next step when it goes into the breaking process a lot easier for the next people to get them.
This is the I Am Invincible catch by colt. These are long reins. They go either side of the horse. So they go through the roller and clip onto the side a bit. Driving is something different than just lunging. Mouths them a little bit and gets them thinking about something else, gets their mind working, switches them on a little bit, just mixes up the daily routine that we do with them.
The yearling preparation and the processes that you've seen here at the farm this morning, they've been the same methods that have been used with animals for years here at the farm. The results speak for themselves. Roche clock, formality, acrobat, safe. We found the Justify yearlings as a group to be a lovely bunch of even horses. They've got great temperaments, lots of quality about them. We've had very positive reports from the trainers in Europe and America about his first crop. We're looking forward to offering 13 Justifies at the Inglis Easter sales, and hopefully one of them can be the next Ferrari. It goes without saying, there's a lot of history here in this farm. Every year the English draft gives us a chance to write another chapter to that book, and this year is like no other, and we're really looking forward to it.